I gotta put on my other eyeballs. Hold on a minute, guys. Let you stare out there for a minute. Gotta put on my other eyeballs. I keep forgetting that, you know, I have other eyeballs I gotta put on. So we've got very interesting, I'll see if I can zoom in here for you. What happened was a rock hit here and here at the same time. This chip split, and then this one coming off of this line has two lines coming off of it like a trident. If there was a third line, it would be a trident. So we're going to do our best to repair this and keep it from cracking. You know, those last 3 videos I did, my God, they were just horrible, weren't they? Everything that could go wrong was going wrong. And, you know, I wouldn't be a very good YouTuber if all I did was posted perfect repairs all the time. Because that's not reality. I mean, come on. There's too many YouTubers doing that kind of stuff. Not showing the frustrations, not showing the aggravations, not showing the things going wrong. I mean, everything that you see on YouTube now is, everything is perfect. Everything works out perfectly, and it's getting on my nerves, to be honest with you. I'd rather be truthful and honest about what's going on with the repair, let you see the frustration, than to sit there and try to trick you into thinking that I'm the most perfect windshield repair technician that ever lived. Now, I can do some pretty nasty repairs, and I do a good job on them. And I do repairs that nobody else will even touch. But still, to that end, nothing is perfect all the time. I think we're going to use, that windshield is about the temperature of my hand. I have too many bottles of resin, so it's about the temperature of my hand. There's really no difference. So we're going to use the crack fill resin because it's thin enough to repair this one, but it's thick enough to do a better job than the thin. I'm going to go with 9 drops of resin. I had somebody on one of my videos asking me what kind of rosin I use. I said, well, you know, we're not exactly polishing a leather boots or a saddle. That's what I would use rosin for. We're doing windshield repairs, so we're using resin, not rosin. Now, I did drill this one. I didn't film that, but I did drill it, just so you know. I needed to open it up, and I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see what I'm doing because I have to keep it shaded. If I don't keep it shaded, I can see this line filling right here, so that means the rest of them should be filling. I want to try to get those 2 lines up by the top to fill because that's very necessary. Let's pull a vacuum. I think the one line is trying to grow a little bit. I can see that it's gotten a little bit longer. We're not going to freak out about it yet, though. We're just going to, let me zoom in here. You can see that top line has expanded a little bit. They were both the same length a minute ago. That top line is expanded. But we're not going to freak out. We're going to see what we can do about just seeing if it'll fill. If it keeps getting longer, I'm going to have to drill it and pop a chip in the end of it to keep it from going farther, but I'm hoping that it'll just stop right there and just go ahead and fill, because that would just be so much better if it does. I'm trying to keep this shaded. The sun is just at the right angle that I'm trying to keep it shaded and I really can't. The sun is right in my daggone eyes. I'm telling you, it's no fun doing this. I got sun reflecting off the glass there, off the hood there. The sun's right there. Everywhere I look, the sun is shining in my eyes. So it makes it much more difficult. I think that upper line is filling. I can't really tell, but I think it's filling. I'm pretty sure it's filling. God, if I could keep all these reflections off of me, I'd be able to see much better. I'm pretty sure that upper line is filling in. Yeah, I can see that it's filling. It's about halfway full now. It did expand a little bit. I never freak out unless they really start to go. I've had other, repairs. Well, this is the first one you're going to see, but I've had other repairs where the line would start to grow a little bit, but then would just stop and go ahead and fill. And that's what this one's doing so far. It's filling. I'm hoping I can fill it all the way to the end. I can see that it's filling. I'm hoping it doesn't crack any farther and that I can fill it all the way to the end. That will just be a beautiful thing if I can. The rest of the lines are pretty much full. This one, the very tip of it's starting to fill in. I can see that, and I'm just hoping that that line that tried to grow on me will fill the rest of the way. It looks like it is. We're just going to have to keep doing the vacuum and pressure cycle on it and just let it fill, because we just have to be patient with these guys. We can't rush the process. It's not always that a line just immediately fills. I mean, sometimes we just have to trust the process and trust that it's going to fill and just let it fill. Yeah, so I can see that it's filling. I can see it through the light coming through the rag. Makes it easier to see that it's filling in than trying to shade it with my hand, So I can see that line is filling. That's a beautiful thing, my friends. This bottom line is pretty much full now. The rest of them are full. We're only waiting on that upper line to finish filling, or to crack, one of the two. It's either going to fill or it's going to crack. It's the only two ways about it. It'll either fill or it'll just go. And it looks to me like it's filling in really good. So let's pull another vacuum. And again, you're in that position right now where I have more trouble with windshields trying to crack when the temperatures in the fall are like they are now than I ever do in the heat of the summer or the cold of the winter. I have more issue with windshield chips trying to crack on me in the fall and in the early spring when the glass is actually, comfortable to the touch, or even just a little cool to the touch. I have more issue with windshields trying to crack during that time of year than I ever do in the extreme heat of summer, or even in the coldest days of winter. So just seems to be a thing this fall, windshields wanting to crack on me. But you notice I didn't freak out when I saw that line grow an inch. I didn't freak out. I just kept doing what I was doing. I backed off the pressure a little bit and just kept working on it. I didn't freak out. You only have to freak out if it goes like 3 inches. If it only goes like an inch and stops growing, then just keep doing your repair, but be mindful of the fact that you got to be gentle with the pressure you're putting on your resin. Don't put too much pressure on your resin, because if you do, you're going to crack it, because you're forcing resin in and it's already wanting to crack. So you have to be mindful of that and be gentle with your resin. So we'll let that cure in the sun for a few minutes. We'll use another mirror to hit it with. Get a nice reflection on there from another mirror. Get that to cure up real good. So we got the sun hitting it from two different directions. The sun's coming in from this direction, plus I'm hitting it with the light from the mirror from this direction, so that just helps it cure, that's all. We want it to cure real good and not end up cracking later on. So I keep, you know, I film the most difficult chips that I do. I will film some just ordinary chips, but I mostly film the difficult repairs like this one, because I knew that having a double impact and having those two lines coming off of that second impact, that it was going to be more difficult to repair this chip than a standard chip. And I was right. But again, you can't freak out when a line starts to expand a little bit. You just watch it. You back the pressure off. You just watch it. If it continues to expand after you back the pressure off, then you need to get your tool off the windshield and cover it and wait a minute. See how far it goes. And if it goes more than 2 or 3 inches, or more than 1.5 inches, or 2 inches I should say, and stops, then you probably need to pop a chip at the end of it and backfill it, like I did on another video. I think that was on my, no, it wasn't on my latest video, 2 videos ago, when I had that one line that just wouldn't fill, and I just popped a chip at the back side of it, at the tip of it, and I just backfilled it enough to know that it wasn't going any farther. Sometimes that's all you can do, you know. Not every repair can be perfect. Not every repair will turn. I mean, I could just film them, you know, I could film and put up just the perfect repairs all the time. That wouldn't make me a very honest person, would it? I have this terrible disease called integrity. I'm going to show everything, and like I said, I mostly film the difficult repairs. I will film some easier repairs, but for now I just wanted to get up some of the more difficult repairs that I'm doing, because I think it's important for you guys to see that not every repair is just going to be your basic run-of-the-mill easy, you know, easy repair. Not every repair is going to be that. You're going to end up with difficult repairs, and when you do, you got to either know that you can do them, or have a sense that you can do them, have some confidence in yourself that you can do them. Because if you can do more difficult repairs, you're going to end up getting a lot more work, especially if you have your own business. When you can put before and after pictures on Google of repairs that nobody else in your area will do, and you can say, yep, I did that, and you can say right on Google, nobody else in my area would touch this rock chip, so I took it on, and here's the result, then you know you're going to get more business. That is a fact. So this is a repeat customer. Said he never had a windshield chip in his life until the last time I was here. The last time I was here, he said he'd never had a windshield chip in his entire life. Ever. And I think I got that on video. I can't remember. But anyway, he said he'd never had a windshield chip in his life. And Then of course he got a rock chip, so I fixed it. And now he's got another one, and it's only been a short time since the last one, so he's got another one now. Now what I put on that pit fill resin on that hole that I drilled, because I like to make sure it's completely filled. I don't like leaving open holes in the glass. So we're just shining a mirror on it right now to see if we can get it to cure the rest of the way, because I just touched it with my razor and it's not cured yet. Still not cured yet, so we don't have enough UV coming from the sun. We'll hit it with a light. That way we're not here all day. Not that it matters. It's almost 6 o'clock at night. This is my last repair of the day. So I get to go home and put this video on the computer and get it edited and get it up and get it ready to be published and all that stuff. By the way, guys, if you like my videos, I greatly appreciate you hitting the subscribe button, clicking the like button, sharing the videos, and throwing me some love. You guys are rocking it. Telling you. Love the fact that you guys are watching my videos, and I don't know if you're watching them because you're trying to learn something, or if you just find them interesting, or if you just like my voice, or because I'm not getting very many comments. But I do appreciate the comments that I do get. I do appreciate them. And I will try to respond to every comment up until the point that it's too much. And on my other YouTube channel that I had for 10 years, I had over almost 15,000 subscribers on that channel. And I replied to every single comment. So it's going to be a long time before there's too many comments for me to reply to. So shoot me a comment if you want. I'll reply. Ask me a question. I'll tell you no lies. Alright guys, that is actually beautiful. So let me put another mirror behind it so you can see how it turned out. So you remember that line that grew, it is all filled in. I don't know if you can see what I see, but with the mirror behind it, I can barely see the lines, and without the mirror, you're not going to see anything. The mirror helps amplify, so I can barely see a couple of the lines. They look like hairs. There goes my mirror. Alright, that repair is done, and it's a good solid repair, and I'm happy. I think the customer will be happy, and you should be happy. So you know, throw me a comment. And no, I'm not begging for comments because I think it helps the channel. That doesn't help the channel at all. I just like answering comments. If you have questions or even just a statement about something, that's fine. Alright, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.